Hi everyone, this is Kate Miller, and I wanted to share with you how I set up my Powerschool class pages for the students. So right now I am in Powerschool and I have class pages open from the menu over here on the left. And I particularly want to focus on how I was able to embed an external website into Powerschool. So that's actually the only thing that I have on this class pages. What I like about this is that students can access this website obviously through Powerschool, meaning that all of their class resources are through one portal through that Powerschool. At the same time, I know that Powerschool tends to be really unreliable, as I'm sure we have all experienced. So my students also have a direct link to the URL of my website. And if Powerschool goes down, they can still access these resources by just bypassing Powerschool and going directly to the website. This website is just a simple Google site. This is actually the old version. I prefer it to the newer Google site version. And you can see I've organized it in some ways like, let's see, C block, and here's today's agenda. So every day has classwork and homework and recordings and announcements. All of these are links, for example, to Google Documents, or sometimes I say to turn it into Google Classroom. You can get fancy. You can enter resources in columns. You can, have your resources by table. You can do a lot of different things in Google Sites, and that's just my preferred platform. But you can also use this embedding technique for any external site that you would like. So let's go back to Powerschool and see how I got this embedded. So to start, I'm going to add a content block. I prefer to use this button right here. And when you click on that, you need to go to Embed the Web. And what pulls up is this Embed the Web Create Widget. So if you look down a little bit further, you'll see this box right here that says paste your code here. So I had to do a little bit of research on what exactly that code was. Let me show you what I found to work for me. So this is the general syntax of the code, and it must be typed exactly. So even just one space in here will throw it off, right down to the quotation points, everything like that. What I've highlighted right here, it says insert your URL here. What I've done is taken my website's URL, and that's simply by going to my website itself and copying and pasting the URL from this bar up here. So I've taken that and replaced that portion of this phrase. So this is the code that you're going to want to copy and paste and put into this box that says paste your code here. It's important to note that you can play with a few things in this code. This 1200 is the width and the height is 1000. You can play with these. It'll make your embedded website bigger or smaller within Powerschool. I found that this is a pretty good ratio, and that's what you're seeing on my original page, which I'll show you again in just a moment. So you can hit next, and it'll bring you back to this, which should look familiar if you've made a content block before. Let's call this just website testing, and then we'll know that it's different from the one I showed you before. You could add a description. For example, you could copy and paste the URL here, anything like that. You still have the option of your block placement where you would like that block to end up on your class page. And you are able to view that code if you need to double check it right here. That's your embedding code that I just got. So when you're ready, hit save. And you can see this is website testing. This is the new block that I just created. And here's my website all embedded. And I think it's important to note, so this is what the 1200 to 1000 ratio looks like. That's why I chose those numbers. And students are able to interact with this website just through the Powerschool platform, which is pretty nice. So again, when Powerschool is up and running, they're able to completely access anything you put on this external site through Powerschool, but kind of this built-in backup for, if Powerschool does go down, they can just go directly to the URL. I know a lot of students just have it bookmarked on their computer. So that is how you embed a website into your class pages.